is going on. Recording. Please, welcome. Floor is for you.
Namaste to everyone. Om Shanti.
Om
Greetings
Shanti.
of peace, greetings of love to all of you. Thank you very much, Guruji, for this opportunity to share with friends my experiences, my story, my joys on this spiritual path, challenges also. When you told me that I have about 30 minutes or so to share, 30 minutes, 35, 45 minutes to share on anything on spirituality, I thought, what am I going to say for such a long time? So it's nice on one side to see so many friends here this morning. And as you all know, we are approaching Interfaith Harmony Week starting on Monday. And Dileepji has gracefully organized these weekly events prior to next week, Harmony Week, to start raising awareness on interfaith. So I was reflecting on my own life in relation to interfaith and in relation to what I'm doing or what I've been doing for the past 40 years, 40 plus years. You know, growing up, I'm from Guyana in South America. And in Guyana, we have three main religions: Hinduism, Christianity, and Muslim religion. And I've had the fortune of being exposed to all three from a child. Our home, in our family, our home, we grew up as very staunch Hindus. I grew up in a Muslim community and I attended Catholic school from primary all the way to early college. So I had a broad experience and exposure to the different faiths. And not only to the different faiths, but also different cultures. Coming to America allowed me also to get even more exposed because our headquarters in the Americas is in Great Neck in Long Island. And for those of you who know that area, it is predominantly Jewish area. And so again, got exposed to the Jewish tradition. And also along with that, many other traditions and faith-based organizations, spiritual groups, coming to United Nations, joining the team at the UN, also allowed me to expand my knowledge, my understanding, allowed me to learn, to grow about the broader and wider interfaith multicultural community that stretches across the world. So actually, I consider myself kind of fortunate that I have such a foundation and such exposure, and to meet with all of you, to get to know you, to get to understand you, to get to understand your belief systems. But what struck me a lot is for my own self, having such a foundation or such an exposure, what did I extract from that that actually helped me on this spiritual journey? Because I thought that maybe this might be of interest to you. I hope so. What I extracted from all of this is that all religions across the board have a common thread, and that is that God is one, God is our creator, which makes us, brothers and sisters. We are all children of one creator, of one God. And if we are all children of one God and we are all brothers and sisters, we are a global family. And with that will come the love, the respect, the acceptance of each other. And it allowed for a deeper insight, because when I begin to see myself as a child of God who is one, and I begin to see the other in the same way, I wouldn't see, right, as you know, color, caste, or creed. We are seeing something bigger, something deeper, something higher than just what's on the external. And I may not have learned this as a child, but over the years, I have been taught this and I've learned it for myself. I taught it to myself and I practiced it to the point that it has really helped me to broaden my vision and to look beyond weaknesses or defects, or even more so, just look beyond people's anger or people's frustrations and see the beautiful child of God that is hidden. You know, when I came to Manhattan, I served at our Manhattan branch on Fifth Avenue for a number of years before I joined the BKUN team. So when I was there, and it kind of new in Manhattan, and you know what Manhattan city is like, right? There's so many distractions. So I was conducting class and a session, and sharing with those in the session about the importance of not allowing ourselves to get distracted so that we can meditate, so that we can concentrate. And so one person asked me, he said, "Sister, in New York City, how is it possible not to get distracted? We are surrounded by distraction. How is it possible?" And my commute was Penn Station to Fifth Avenue, which is just um, 2 avenues away. So my commute was very, very little. So I hardly saw New York City. So I thought, maybe I should walk the streets a little bit and see what New York City is like. What are these distractions? And I had a good view, and I said, it's true. There are a lot of distractions. And if I want to stay focused on my own inner truth, if I want to stay focused on the peace that I am, the love that I am, and not to get caught up with all kinds of, I'm going to say distractions, whether it's materialism, whether it is fashion, whether it is protesting, whatever it might be, right? Even if it is good things. But if I want to stay, in that space inside myself where I'm stable, where I'm grounded, I will have to find a way so that I'm not so distracted. Because we know what happens, right? When we get drawn into these energies, we lose focus, then we can get angry, we can get frustrated, we can get depressed, we lose our peace, then we can't be as compassionate as we need to be. Because I myself am trapped, right, with all the negative energies. And so I said, okay, just like in boxing match, it is illegal to hit below the belt. In the same way, if I want to stay grounded, in my own truth, if I want to stay centered, if I want to really be embracing and accept each one for who they are, for what they are, to love each one for who he or she really is, and not to be judgmental, I need to only see from here upwards. Don't look below the eyes. When I look below the eyes, I get totally distracted. But if I can keep my vision higher, I only see the soul, the beauty, the energy, the beautiful energy that lies within the person. If I can just see that, then I begin to understand. You know, I don't know, maybe some of you know, maybe all of you know, are familiar with this term, the third eye, right? Are you familiar with this term, the third eye? Yeah. So it's like my third eye, right, remains open if I keep my vision higher. You know, we have here what we, the foundation of our practice, um, and the foundation of all the work that we do is based upon the spiritual trajectory, which is from awareness to attitude to vision to action. So if I can maintain the high awareness or high consciousness, which means my inner eye, I keep it higher beyond here. So I'm only focusing on the truth that lies within. Then I have actually opened my third eye. I'm I am seeing from that eye of understanding. I am seeing from that eye of acceptance. I am seeing from that eye of compassion. And when I do that, I can be more tolerant, more patient, more understanding. I listen better. So many things happen automatically. And so I found that that practice actually is what really helped me a lot. Um, whilst on this path, you know, there are challenges, and we are faced with challenges every day. But we know that challenges are actually stepping stones, right, for becoming a better person. Like somebody had mentioned today that somebody made a big mistake, and that's such a big mistake. And we were talking so much about this mistake. And I remind myself, no. And I even told them, I said, okay, the person made a big mistake, fine. However, what do I have to do? I have to now take that mistake and turn it around and ask myself, what did I learn from that mistake? Because I can't change what the other person did, but I can learn from that mistake of somebody else, right? So I can make myself a better person, you know. And as I was saying that, something struck me that, you know, it is something that I have done for myself ever since I was a teenager. I used to look around a lot at other people, not in a judgmental way, but you know, as teenagers always trying to find themselves and kind of, right, and observing life. And I was remembering I used to do this a lot, and I used to tell myself, oh, when I see people do certain things, I would say, oh, that is something I should teach myself not to do. I shouldn't be like that. Because if I be like that, that's how I'm going to behave, or that's how I'm going to look, or this is how people will respond. And I don't want people not to like me, or I don't want people to be like that towards me, or I don't want to see myself be like that. So there are so many things that I can share with you that I did for myself to help me to grow and to help me to evolve, that actually served me a lot while I am in this role that I'm playing at the moment at the United Nations, and was living in the world during these current times. I'm just sharing with you a little bit of my story with the hope that you are even more inspired, because I'm sure you probably are doing similar things in your own way, but also to be even more inspired to know that we are all together in this. We are working together, we are serving the world together, and we are here to uplift each other, and we are here to inspire each other even more. So this is why I thought of sharing a little bit about a little bit of my story, a little bit of the things that I practice to help me. I also want to add two more things. One is most countries, I think at some point in time, had a civil war or political unrest. So the country I came from also had political unrest. And I think most countries probably still do have political unrest, but civil war. And I remember I was a child. No, I'm not even a child. I was a baby. So I don't remember the civil war. But I remember I used to, in my adult years, try to share with the citizens of Guyana things that will help them to become better people. Things like what I just shared, see each one as God's children, see each one as for the beauty for what he or she is, things like that, see your own self now as God's creation, how beautiful you are, how beautiful each other is. And then I remember some of the people asked me, they said, how can we see each one as God's children when they killed our family members, when they destroy our property, and so on? And I thought about that. And I can understand that it's not easy. Look what is going on around us. It's not easy. It's not even, sometimes we're not even willing to allow ourselves. And the more I thought about it, I realized that maybe that's why there is a God. Because many things are not easy. Being a human being, living in the world in which we are living in today. We humans tend to find pleasure in hurting each other. It's incredible. Totally incredible. But it doesn't mean that each soul is not God's creation. Each soul is. Each soul belongs to God. And God doesn't judge us, as we know. God is an ever-loving God. He's not a judgmental God. That supreme source of positive energy. It's not judgmental. And so by being in company with that Almighty Source, with the ever-loving one, knowing that that God is the God for all of us. It gives us the clarity, the courage, the strength, the patience to rise above the differences, to see beyond that, and to see them as a child of God. It doesn't mean that I have to go make friends, and become enmeshed with people. No. It just means that I protect myself from their negative energy and I rise above it. And I see them also as God's children. As Mahatma Gandhi said, do not hate the sinner, hate the sin. They've done wrong. And it's whenever we are under the influence of anger, hatred, revenge, and these things, we do stupid things, we do the unthinkable. And then afterwards, when they probably realize maybe it's too late to change at that time. And so to protect myself, I need to practice that. I need to make the choices that will help me to be at peace with myself. And that's what I found has been very helpful. And there are stories, of great souls, great people who were faced with violence and how those who came to hurt them forgot why they came and they became peaceful. Now, I'm not saying that this may happen every time or anything like that, but all I'm saying is that these are the tools that help us, to develop in our hearts more and more compassion and to open up our hearts so we can embrace and we can share the love and care and mercy for the other. With the hope that by doing that, we can shift things in their minds so that they can also begin to look at life in a different way, look at themselves in a different way. They can probably also begin to realize that inflicting sorrow or pain onto another is not the answer. As Martin Luther King and so many other great souls told us, we cannot fight or win peace with war. You cannot win a war with war. You don't bring peace with war, with violence. You do not extinguish fire with fire, right? We don't add oil to the fire. We have to add water, something underneath even water, but even dampness. These are the things that extinguish. We cannot finish negativity with more negativity. And so I was just thinking, this wonderful group that we are, the more we stay strong and grounded and practice with determination to hold this vision and hold this practice in ourselves, the more we spread that vibration out, the more I lift my own frequency higher and higher, the more I'm able to pull others up to where I am. What a wonderful world it will be. It sounds like fantasy world, but who knows? As much as negativity is on the rise, why not we allow positivity to be on the rise? And lastly, I would like to share about a practice that is very much a part of Brahma Kumaris, and some of you might be familiar with this. is called karma yoga. Karma means action, and yoga means connection. So karma yoga means whilst performing actions to stay connected. Now you can choose what you want to be connected with. Each one of us has that choice, right? You can choose to stay connected with our peace, with that oneness within myself. We can choose to stay connected with unity, with love. We can choose to stay connected with the source of love, the source of joy, the source of compassion, the ultimate one. Some people choose to stay connected with revenge, pain, hurt, right? The interesting thing is, whatever it is we choose to stay connected with, we draw energy from that. And that energy then goes out into everything we are doing, into the words we speak, into the actions we do, into our attitudes. And as we know, what goes out or what goes around comes around, right? And so that was something that also touched me a lot when I read about that. One, not only from the Brahma Kumaris, but also in the Bhagavad Gita, you will hear a lot about karma yoga. And so it's a very fascinating thing. I thought it was very fascinating. And so what do I want to come around? Let me choose what I want to come around. So that's what I will send out, right? And you know, it brings a joy. It brings patience and ease. And it keeps the mind in your control. You know, every time something happens, I feel myself getting drawn into something, into some type of a disturbance. I remind myself, I take a deep breath, wait, Sabita, just stop, pause. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure this is what you want to say? And it only takes like a second or two. And you kind of know, it's like, yes, that's what I want to say, but maybe that's not how I want to say it. You know? And so in that pause, I rethink. You know, something happens and your hands go on the keyboard and you type away your response, right? With the frustration, with the annoyance, with the impatience, whatever it might be. But before you click send, read it back. That's what I do. Read it back, just to make sure that the message I am sending is the message I really want to share. And what's the message I want to share? Not that the other party knows how frustrated I am, but for the other party to realize that we are children of God, the highest. We are children of love. We are love. We are peace. We are compassion. That's who we are. And that's the message I'm sending through. I am this, and you are that also. So that's what we want to share. And nowadays with technology, it's not very easy because sometimes you do try to say it in the best way, and it probably doesn't reach across, right? And so fortunately, Google created emojis, no, for us, right? So we have all these emoticons, right? So we can choose which one we want to put there so that at least the receiving party gets the right message. But imagine if we don't have technology, what will happen? You know, so I will still have to share whatever it is I'm sharing. from my energy and make sure the person picks up the right thing. And so it's so important that we always place ourselves a little centered. And this is why I like this. A few main things. One is who am I? I am that dignified child of God. I am love. I am peace. God is one. We all belong to that one supreme ultimate source. Each one is also like that. I am responsible for everything I do. I'm not responsible for what somebody else does. I'm responsible for the choices I make. What kind of choices am I making? Let me make those choices. Let me make the choices that whatever it is I give out is what will come back to me, the karma yoga part. And for me, that's what real spirituality is. When I can lift myself beyond the limitations that we've put each other in, including ourselves. So with that, I say Om Shanti. And Dileepji, do we open up for sharing, comments, questions?
Right. Thank you, Sabita Ji. I want to ask you, because a lot of people don't know about Brahma Kumaris in certain circle. I know in the spiritual circle, they know very well this long-running NGO at the UN and around the globe they know. So could you explain a little bit about the organization that will help some people?
Okay. The Brahma Kumaris was founded in 1936 in Pakistan, in Karachi, Pakistan. At that time, it was before partition between India and Pakistan. And it was founded by Prajapita Brahma, that's his spiritual name. His normal name was Dada Lake Raj. Everybody knew him as Dada Lake Raj. But his spiritual name is Prajapita Brahma. So it was founded in 1936. And based upon a series of visions that he got, and one of those was to the importance of placing women in the front, giving them the leadership role. And so when he founded the organization, he created a trust of 9 young girls, young women. They were all teenagers, I think. And he gave the administration. He handed over the administration to this group of trustees. And that's how the Brahma Kumaris started. They were the ones that led the organization, with his support, of course. But leadership role was really the women. The organization grew from 300, mostly women, a smaller percentage of men, and it grew to what we have today. When India and Pakistan, India got divided, the headquarters shifted from Karachi to Mount Abu, Rajasthan, and settled there. So the headquarters is still in Mount Abu, Rajasthan. And all centers are actually, I would say 90% of the centers are led by women all across the world. There are a few centers that are led by our brothers. And that doesn't mean that men don't attend. It's like a university, a spiritual university. That's what it's called, World Spiritual University. And so then what is taught in the Brahma Kumaris is a body of knowledge that's called Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga as taught by Brahma Kumaris. And under Raj Yoga, in essence, we study 4 subjects: spiritual wisdom, meditation, yoga, Raj Yoga meditation, the practice of virtues in our lives, virtues like peace, love, compassion, and so on, and service to humanity. Today we have branches in 135 countries, I think, and about 8,500 branches. That's in essence. Oh.
That is good. You are part of the UN NGO and you are representing at the UN. You work with the different groups, diplomats, and even general public and events. So I have one question. What's the best moment you had at the UN? What was the worst moment you had?
Best moment. There are so many lovely moments at the UN, when we, like at the NGO conferences, at Department of Global Communications annual conference. That's one of the beautiful times when we get to meet with so many beautiful people doing such beautiful work in the world to help humanity, to raise awareness, to actually work on the fields and hands-on work to help eradicate poverty, to help finish violence against women, things like that. It is so heartwarming. Those are some of the beautiful moments, at least for me, when we hear those stories and when we meet people who are doing that kind of work to help each other. It makes me feel so good that they are still good people, in our world. And of course, every day, our circle gets bigger and bigger because we keep meeting more and more of you. And worst moment, I can't think of a worst moment as such, but maybe you might want to call this a worst, I don't know, to see the gates of the United Nations close.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the worst.
Right.
And when I come into the city twice a week or so, and I have to walk by there, it's like, wow, those iron gates are still up. So maybe that's the worst.
Yeah, as a part of the global
pandemic.
pandemic.
It's not my fault, your fault, nor the UN's fault. They didn't lock us out. That's why I can't think of a worse moment. But yes, that we have reached this point in history that the gates of the United Nations is closed. Incredible.
We have one of our trustee board member, Brother Varnas Rajbhushan. He likes to ask something.
Om Shanti, Sister
Om Shanti.
Would like to ask you about what event or events in your life propelled you to move towards Raja Yoga practice and Brahma Kumari connection. Did that happen in Guyana? Did it happen here? Or what? I mean, you led spirituality life for 40 plus years. I think that's quite remarkable. And most of us are in the worldly and then getting into spirituality at later stages of life. So that's something would be interesting. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. I kind of touched on it a little bit, so I'm gonna refer to what I said, what I shared a little earlier. As a child, well, as a teenager, really, I used to observe people a lot, and I kind of felt that I want to do something that will make a difference in the world. Something that not only that will make a difference, but something that would impact the world in a major way. You know, impact in a good way, major way, but in a good way. You know, never really thought what it would be like, but I remember when I had to choose my university and what I want to pursue, I thought, you know, let me go back a little bit. I love mysteries. I love the mysterious. I love the unknown. And I think that's that's why I was drawn to spirituality, because in those days, you know, spirituality was kind of the unknown area. Plus, the universe is very unknown. Nobody ventures in those areas, you know, so it's very exciting for me. And so I thought, I'm going to study nuclear physics, and I'm going to explore all the unknowns, and I'm going to study quantum physics and astrology and all those, you know, all those things, because I want to know about the unknown. It was very exciting for me. But I guess when I got exposed to the Brahma Kumaris through my parents, and I really began to see what unknown really is. And spirituality really offered the unknown. And it was so intriguing that I wanted to pursue that a little bit more. And then I realized that really, if I want to make a difference in the world, if I want to impact the world, positivity and spirituality is going to do the job. Because it's not something that is very popular, especially in those days, you know, in the 70s, 80s. And that's what actually drew me
Thank you.
to
So,
pursuing.
can I ask one other question? May I ask one more question?
Okay.
You mentioned about keeping our vision above the eye, the third eye. And you mentioned one technique at least to take a brief pause before we respond. Maybe you'll be able to share a few other techniques, practical techniques, what we can do to continue to radiate positivity all the time, 24/7. Thank you.
Yes. So that's one in which we practice to see, and this is not seeing where you actually see with these eyes, right? Because the light within, you can't see with your physical eyes, right? So it's an awareness I need to maintain. So one is to have that awareness that I am the light. And that's why I love what Amanda Gordon said in her poem, right? If we have the courage to see the light and be the light, you know? So the seeing is understanding and feeling, right? Feeling that light within you. So when I begin to feel that light within me, it's like almost as if I'm seeing it, because I can feel it, I experience it. And because of that, I can look at someone. I may not see their light per se, but I will understand and sense their light, their goodness. So that's like a big practice, right? But smaller baby steps would be like simple things. When you take a glass of water to drink, that's a pause. Even in the middle of a board meeting, it's a pause. Because you're picking up that glass of water, right? And I have my glass here. So in that 10 seconds, just center yourself, right? Everybody will wait for you to take that sip of water. We give each other that much time, right? Somebody wants a sip of water, right? But actually what you have done is give yourself, right? 10 seconds. Where you center yourself, remind yourself who you are, what you want to be, right? And now you can address my Bhaiji peer person, we took his sip of water. Remind yourself. Secondly, we practice something called traffic control, controlling the traffic of our thoughts. And we do that every hour. I mean, that's what we do in all our centers. Every hour, the music comes on automatically for 30 seconds, 1 minute maximum, right? So you give yourself that 30 seconds every hour to redirect, right? Regroup, check in with yourself. How did I fare for the last hour? Right? So these are simple little practices, those two especially. The bigger one is to see yourself and to see others. In the night to practice meditation, which I'm sure all of you must be doing, right? I can see all of you here are meditators. So practicing some meditation every day, But these little baby steps during the day really help a lot. Right? Thank you.
So we have over 140 people are watching the program from different countries. I think Dr. Kripal Singh like to ask some questions.
Thank you. Yes. Madam Speaker, this was very enlightening to know about your views regarding Brahma Kumaris. I didn't know much about it, but seems a lot of closeness to my faith Sikhism, which started about for over 5 centuries ago, especially regarding the women's, leadership and the respect for women. My question for you is that the Brahma Kumaris, what role they play as far as reforms are concerned in the society? There's a lot of emphasis on the individual transformation, but what about the society around us, where there is a caste system and there is a abuse, child abuse and women abuse going on and female infanticides and all that, especially with the women leadership in the Brahma Kumaris? What kind of role you play? Would you enlighten us about it, please?
Thank you, but a nice question. In India, because the caste system exists a lot in India, mainly, right? In India, we try to reach and serve every village, regardless of their caste or their belief systems. And that's why most of our branches are actually in India, because we practice this understanding of this concept that I had mentioned. I am a soul, a child of God, and we see each one like that. So for us, it doesn't matter whether someone is from a lower caste or a higher caste. I'm using that because that's what the caste system is, right? The Brahmin caste or the lower caste, it doesn't really matter. Our doors are open for anyone to come. And we also go into all the villages to serve these souls. When it comes to outside of caste now, people in general, we have a project called Divya Nagari, Divine Village, and that program or that initiative or that campaign actually is to help eradicate poverty in slum areas, especially. So we adopt slum areas in India, and teach the kids especially, hygiene, mannerisms, and provide education for them, academia, provide jobs for them. So that's ongoing in quite a few villages in Gujarat and a few other states in India. When it comes to women empowerment, we practice, we teach, we share, we encourage our fellow sisters to remember that you are a spiritual being in a female body for example. The other is a spiritual being in a male body. Both are important, both are equal. And it is so very important. You know, unfortunately, this is what society has done. From the time we are born, what are we told? You're a girl, you're a boy. Now that's all right. We need to know that our body is a female or a male body. We need to know that, right? So we can at least respect our bodies and know the functioning of our bodies and respect that. But with that, we also thought, oh, girls must stay in the house and in the kitchen. Boys, you don't cry because you need to be strong. And so we add these other things that kind of spoil the whole thing. So what we try to share with our with anyone, as a matter of fact, is that yes, we need to respect ourselves, our gender, but we are also human souls. We have a right, equal rights. If you feel like crying is okay to cry. If you want to go to school and further your education as a girl, it's okay to do so. You have a right. Right? I hope that answers your question.
We have Pete Regina from the Peace Lights. Pete.
Yes, Pete.
Hi, Sister Sabita. I really enjoyed your talk, and appreciate what you've been telling us. Brother Raj actually took my first question out of my mouth with his above the looking and seeing above the eyes. My second question would have been related to the meditation that you mentioned, and whether or not there were any techniques or things that you do particularly that could help get into that meditative step, that meditative mindset. I appreciate the technique of reminding ourselves regularly to take a moment to kind of recalibrate ourselves. But do you have any suggestions or experience personally on how you do that to very quickly transfer yourself into that meditative mindset?
Nice question. I like that. But you know, nothing happens quickly, right? As we know, everything takes practice, right? So one is accepting yourself to be more than just this body. I am that spiritual entity. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am compassion. I am purity. This is who I am. So it's accepting myself to be that. I am not my job or my position or my nationality or my gender or the people I know or anything like that. Those are external things. The things I own, material comforts I have, those are external factors I have achieved. I am none of that. I am that light. I am that positive energy. So that's the first thing. And once you're grounded with that, it's a natural feeling that will come to want to experience that. So if I'm not any of these external things, which I can touch, hold, and feel, and I'm that love, I'm that peace and joy that everybody says, oh, it's right within you. Just go within and you can find it. Okay, so I want to feel that. So it's that natural pull to go there. So that you allow yourself, so that the mind also begins to cooperate with you. Because that's the second thing. To make your mind your friend. So that when you sit down to meditate, it listens to you. Your friend tells you, actually, you know what? It's 1 o'clock. Can you hear that music? Give me one moment. Let's pause for these few seconds. Let's pause for this one moment because it's 1 o'clock and see if we can recollect our energies. Remind ourselves that I am that light. I am peace. That light, that peace is concentrated at the center of my forehead. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to add also, to complete your question, your answer, I also practice making God my friend. So when I see God as my friend, I share with my friend everything. So I find that also helps a lot. My friend is always with me. My friend is my best companion. And so by establishing that type of a connection with God, I'm able to reach out to my friend, my companion anytime, you know, so that also helps a lot.
Great. Thank you again.
Thank you, you're welcome.
We are making open for everyone. Those who like to ask questions, you can ask now.
I just want to say, in this little box is my mom.
That is Sabita Geer.
Yes.
Oh, great. Let me make it bigger. Finish. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome to New York, Mom and Dad.
She's my inspiration.
That's great.
And that's Mina sitting next to her.
Oh, great. So she is in your country? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
She's in Guyana.
And I see Michelle Delaf here. Michelle, you want to ask any question?
Om Shanti. I have no, unfortunately, there's lots of construction in my building. So if you hear strange noises, I'm sorry about that. But I am so grateful to have, to be here, first of all, and to have time with Sister Sabita. Her wisdom, everything that she says rings truth for my soul at where it is right now, and how to achieve the things that are so necessary right now. And I think for me, it is an awareness of where our society, especially, seems to be two-sided, one on one side and one on the other. And it is to have Sister Sabita, I work with her as much as I can, but it is always this desire to serve, but at the same time not to have the fear of how do you create that so that if you speak your piece and say what you believe, you do not have the fear of being attacked or accused, or the process of just letting it roll off your back. So that's what I am working on, and any words of wisdom on that, we'll be grateful. Om Shanti, thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
It's lovely knowing you.
I have an announcement for next week. Every day we have silent meditation started from Monday until 7th of February. So online, I put it on Facebook. You can join anytime. And we have one event from the All Faith Seminary. That's a beautiful event coming up. 19 speakers, present dates are in. That is on Wednesday evening, next Wednesday evening. Then 7th Sunday, we have our annual Interfaith celebration. That's the final gala for this 2 weeks program. And Chaplain Dion from the Church Center of the UN, she's planning something. I hope all the NGOs come together for that event. And few of the imams are going to host events, and one group from South America, one from Italy is going to host. So I'll put it on Facebook. Please follow Facebook. And rest just cooking up. So still going on.
Yes, because we are also arranging some meditation sessions, but across the world. So we are waiting to hear what the different zones, different regions are doing. And then we will let everybody know also.
So all these events will be on Facebook, so you can watch. They'll have their link. We will have our link. And of course, I'll put posters, flyers on Facebook, so you can communicate with these different groups. Then I see one of our friends from Canada, Gulrajani. He's from Canada. You like to say something or ask questions? Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Well, I've been attending Sister Sangeeta's Murli classes from Long Island. So I've been attending the Brahma Kumari for the last 10 years. So I'm well versed about the program. Basically, it is a transformation to make you understand that we all have to improve ourselves, We are in work in progress. So every day we have to be better than yesterday. So it's an ongoing effort. Try to improve yourself, try to bring peace, transform yourself, Don't look at the negativity in others. If you're looking at negativity in others, means you have those negativity in yourself. That's why you're looking at that negativity. So we have to be such that we forget that we have any negativity in ourselves. See, the other thing is about desires. We should have no desires at all. Try to get away from this attachment. Try to think that this is a drama going on. Like Shakespeare had said, all this world is a stage. It's basically a stage. We are all actors playing our roles here. There's entry and exit, entry and exit. So let us enjoy this drama. Be an invisible traveler. You have come here as a tourist, so you don't have any attachment to anything. So just enjoy the scenes. That's it. Om Shanti.
So what about mom? Want to say words?
No.
Yeah.
That's okay. Before we close, or rather to close, whenever you're ready, Dileepji, Guruji.
Yeah.
We will close with some meditation.
Yeah, please.
If there isn't
Any other questions?
Right.
I have one question, sir, if I could ask.
Yeah.
Madam, could you comment on the role of celibacy as far as Brahma Kumaris are concerned?
Yes. For someone who wants to achieve the heights of spirituality, there are certain practices that would be helpful. Things like vegetarianism, celibacy, good lifestyle. These are some of the things that will help someone if you want to reach that height of spirituality. If you want to really serve the world from that place of compassion and unlimited love and unconditional love, irregardless of anyone, and to share unconditional love to each and every soul of the world. These are some of the things that will help you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other question? For the viewers on Facebook, Sister Sabita Geer is a NGO representative of Brahma Kumaris at the United Nations, an active member with the NGO group and coordinator for numerous events at the UN and New York City. So now you know who is the person, everything on the Facebook. Please go and read her bio. Sabita Geer, please go forward with the meditation.
So we're going to take a few minutes, and in the practice of Raj Yoga meditation, we actually do not try to keep our mind free from thoughts, but what we do instead is occupy our minds with chosen thoughts, thoughts that will give you feelings or generate the kind of feelings you want to have, the thoughts that will lift your energy higher and higher. So those thoughts will be very few, right? You don't have to think too many thoughts. And they're very powerful thoughts. So in that way, we are holding our minds with us, so our mind doesn't run off somewhere else, right? So we're holding the mind with us, and we are going to go into the experience of ourselves as the light, right? See the light, be the light. So why I'm saying that is because I will share with you a few suggested thoughts that you can also think about and go into the experience of those thoughts. So first, sit comfortably, keep both feet on the ground, keep your hands on your lap, let your body be relaxed. And let's take a deep breath in and release. One more time, taking a deep breath and let it out. And as you do so, let your body relax. And as you observe your breath, your mind also becomes quieter. You are very conscious of yourself sitting on the chair. As you consciously decide to let all thoughts of the day fade into the distance and let all sounds fade into the distance. Your mind and your thoughts are with you. You are present right here, right now. In this calm state, I turn my attention inward and I concentrate on the light within. spiritual light, energy that radiates with peace, with love. That light that is concentrated on the center of my forehead, within. I allow myself to feel that light radiating peace. The more I concentrate and feel that light of peace, there is that inner clarity. For my path is now lit up. My third eye opens and I can see clearly. Peace is who I am. I am peace. I use this awareness of peace, of self, in all that I do. Soon I'll go out back onto the field of action. I will take this awareness with me and share the light wherever I go. I take a deep breath and release. Om Shanti. Guruji, do we have time for a little exercise?
Yeah, we have.
Just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Did you enjoy the meditation, by the way? Was helpful?
Yeah.
All right. What I wanted to ask you, because we talked about karma yoga and we talked about sharing the light and the peace and so on. I would like you to identify 5 virtues that you feel you have or would describe who you are. Write them down. 5 virtues. Compassion, love, peaceful, patience, understanding, care, kind, generous, faithful, serene, sincere, tolerant. 5 qualities that describe you.
Bliss.
Sorry, 5.
Bliss.
Yes. Determination, courage. Choose, right? 5 virtues that describe you. Patience. And you have those 5. Now I would like you to draw a face, right? Hope you have a piece of paper. So draw a face, put in the 2 eyes, the nose, the smiley face, put your 2 ears and give yourself some hair and maybe put in a neck. Right? A simple face. I'm not the greatest artist. Right? Now, those 5 virtues that you chose for yourself, decorate your portrait. Take one of those virtues and decorate your eyes with it. Decorate your lips with it. Take one and decorate your ears. Decorate your cheeks. Decorate your forehead. Decorate your neck. And remind yourself that this is who you are. Right? So whatever 5 qualities you say is, you chose for yourself, right? Decorate your 5 senses mainly: your eyes, your lips, your throat. Lips is like your taste, the throat, your words, the ears, the things you hear, your cheeks, your face, and the sparkle of your forehead, your fortune. Because that's what I would like to leave with you today. Okay.
Okay, that's good. So thank you everyone joining for this wonderful interfaith dialogue with the BK Sabita Geer. I'm so glad she joined and give different aspects of spirituality. A lot of time people stuck with the certain things, but this is a wide range we can experience, and they have training programs. You can connect with them. Maybe you have near your neighborhood. BK Brahma Kumari is all around the world. Easy to find out. Go to the website, find out. And or she has her own Facebook, you can write to her, or if you want to get informations, connect us and follow us on social media. We are very active. I want to thank Sabita for putting effort and supporting World Yoga Community for a long time and spending her precious time for us. It is a great blessing for us. We'll be in touch about our Interfaith Harmony Week. See what is going on. I'll talk with all the groups. And thank you, everyone. Please be in touch through social media. Have a wonderful week and wonderful time. And join next week. Namaste.
Thank you all very much. And I just want to share, I didn't think about it, but as Guruji was talking, we have a really nice event coming up on February 12th. It's the Peace in the Park, Breathe Peace new series, 5 to 5:30, only half an hour, February 12th. And also we are participating in the CSOC Commission on Social Development Conference. And our workshop is on the 15th of February. And the CSW is on 18th of March. So those are some dates you might want to mark your calendar where we will meet again. Plus we meet before that next week for Interfaith. So thank you very much for the opportunity, Dileepji. It was a pleasure.
So the live stream is already on my social media wall. Please share, because when we share, more people can watch. And the recording I already made, the recording we'll put in the YouTube within few days. And main thing is sharing. We already reached to more than 220 people, and it will grow. By evening, it will reach up high. Thank you, Sabita Ji, and everyone.
Namaste, everyone. Om Shanti.